From the vast savannas of Africa, where life teems in vibrant abundance, to the desolate plains of the Arctic, where survival is a constant struggle, one truth binds all living creatures: the inevitability of death. It is a profound concept, woven into the very fabric of existence, yet often shrouded in mystery and apprehension. Join us now as we embark on a journey into the heart of human experience, exploring the intricate psychology that shapes our attitudes towards death. The awareness of our own mortality casts a long shadow, a shadow that can evoke a profound sense of unease. This unease, my friends, is known as death anxiety, the fear and apprehension we experience when confronted with the reality of our own demise. It is a universal human experience, this fear of the unknown, this dread of the void that awaits us all. Some may shy away from the topic, seeking solace in distraction, while others grapple with it head-on, their minds awhirl with questions that have haunted humanity since the dawn of time. What happens after we die? Is there an afterlife, or is this all there is? These are questions that have no easy answers, questions that can fuel our anxieties and keep us awake in the dead of night. Death anxiety can manifest in myriad ways, from a reluctance to discuss death to a heightened fear of illness or injury. It can drive us to seek out reassurances, to cling to beliefs that offer comfort in the face of uncertainty. But death anxiety is not merely a source of distress. It is also a powerful motivator, a force that can shape our values, our priorities, and our very sense of self. For some, death anxiety serves as a stark reminder of life's preciousness, urging them to make the most of every moment. They may embrace new experiences, strengthen bonds with loved ones, and pursue their passions with a renewed sense of urgency. Others, however, may find themselves paralyzed by fear, their lives constricted by the looming specter of death. They may withdraw from the world, avoid taking risks, and live in a perpetual state of what if. Terror management theory, or TMT, offers a compelling framework for understanding how we cope with the existential threat posed by our own mortality. It posits that we humans, uniquely aware of our own finite existence, have developed intricate psychological defenses to manage the terror that this awareness can evoke. At the heart of TMT lies the concept of cultural worldviews, the shared beliefs, values, and traditions that give meaning and order to our lives. These worldviews, whether religious, secular, or somewhere in between, provide a buffer against the anxiety of death by offering a sense of permanence and purpose that transcends our individual mortality. When our mortality is made salient through a near-death experience, the loss of a loved one, or simply a contemplation of our own aging, we tend to cling more tightly to our cultural worldviews. These beliefs, once abstract concepts, become powerful sources of comfort and security in the face of existential threat. TMT also highlights the role of self-esteem in managing death anxiety. By striving to live up to the values and expectations of our culture, we bolster our sense of self-worth and feel a greater sense of belonging within the larger social fabric. This enhanced self-esteem serves as a psychological buffer against the fear of death, assuring us that we have lived meaningful lives and will be remembered favorably by those we leave behind. In essence, we achieve a kind of symbolic immortality through the legacy we create and the impact we have on others. From the bustling streets of Tokyo to the serene temples of Bhutan, death is a universal experience, yet its cultural interpretations are as diverse as the societies that grapple with its mysteries. The ways in which we mourn our dead, celebrate their lives, and contemplate the afterlife are deeply intertwined with our cultural values and traditions. In some cultures, death is embraced as a natural part of life's cycle, a transition to another realm of existence. Ancestors are revered, their spirits believed to watch over the living, and death rituals are imbued with a sense of hope and continuity. In other cultures, death is met with fear and avoidance, a taboo subject shrouded in silence. Mourning rituals are somber affairs, emphasizing the finality of death and the pain of separation. These cultural variations in death attitudes profoundly influence how individuals cope with their own mortality. Cultures that embrace death as a natural transition may foster a sense of acceptance and peace in the face of death. Conversely, cultures that view death with fear and avoidance may contribute to heightened death anxiety and complicate the grieving process. Our understanding of death, like all aspects of human experience, evolves throughout the lifespan, shaped by our cognitive development, life experiences, and evolving sense of self. From the innocent wonder of childhood to the reflective wisdom of old age, our attitudes toward death undergo a profound metamorphosis. In the early years of life, death is often perceived as a temporary and reversible state akin to sleep or departure. Children may struggle to grasp the permanence and irreversibility of death, their understanding limited by their still developing cognitive abilities. As children mature into adolescence, their cognitive abilities blossom, allowing them to grapple with more abstract concepts, including the inevitability of their own mortality. This newfound awareness can be both exhilarating and terrifying, prompting existential questions about the meaning of life and the nature of death. Adulthood often brings with it a deeper understanding of death's impact, not only on ourselves, but also on those we love. The loss of parents, grandparents, and other loved ones serves as a poignant reminder of life's fragility and the preciousness of time. As we enter the twilight years, our perspectives on death often shift once more. We may find ourselves reflecting on our lives, taking stock of our accomplishments and regrets, and seeking to find meaning and closure in the face of our own mortality. Existential philosophy, with its focus on individual freedom, responsibility, and the search for meaning in an inherently meaningless world, offers a unique perspective on death and its implications for how we live our lives. Existentialists argue that death is not something to be feared, but rather embraced as an integral part of the human condition. They see death's inevitability as a catalyst for authentic living, urging us to confront our own mortality and live each day to the fullest. For existentialists, the awareness of death is not a source of despair, but rather a call to action. It is a reminder that our time on this earth is finite and that we have a limited window of opportunity to create meaning and live in accordance with our values. This emphasis on personal responsibility and authentic living is central to the existential perspective on death. We are each the authors of our own lives, free to choose our own paths and create our own meaning even in the face of death's certainty. In many societies, death remains a taboo subject, shrouded in silence and euphemisms. We speak of passing away or going to a better place, avoiding the stark reality of death's finality. This societal discomfort with death can hinder open communication about mortality, leaving individuals feeling isolated in their grief and anxiety. It can also make it difficult to discuss end-of-life care preferences, leading to unnecessary stress and conflict for families. Breaking down the taboos surrounding death is essential for promoting healthy attitudes toward mortality. Open and honest conversations about death, both within families and in society at large, can help to normalize death as a natural part of life. When we feel comfortable discussing death, we are better equipped to support those who are grieving, to plan for our own deaths, and to live our lives with a greater sense of peace and acceptance. As we have journeyed together through the complex landscape of human attitudes toward death, we have encountered a tapestry of emotions, beliefs, and coping mechanisms. From the existential angst of death anxiety to the comforting embrace of cultural worldviews, our relationship with mortality is as multifaceted as the human experience itself. By understanding the psychological underpinnings of our attitudes toward death, we can begin to navigate this inevitable aspect of life with greater awareness, compassion, and resilience. By acknowledging death's presence, we paradoxically open ourselves up to the fullness of life, embracing each moment with a renewed sense of purpose and gratitude. Let us not shy away from the conversation about death, but rather approach it with open hearts and minds, for in confronting our mortality we discover the true meaning of life.